Scotty Reed here with a Black Talk Radio News commentary. On this segment, we want to take a look at a demonstration that was held today by the Incarcerated Workers Organizing Committee in New York City. It pertains to abuses that have been long-standing at the Manhattan Detention Complex. I'm going to read a little bit from the event that they posted to Facebook. Although the rally is perhaps over by the time that you hear this information, you can still take action by making phone calls or sending faxes to the information that I will include in the description of this podcast. They say, and again, this is from the Incarcerated Workers Organizing Committee, NYC, as the abuses at Manhattan Detention Complex are multiple, we need to strengthen our response to the trauma and abuse people there are facing. So far this summer, we have seen no access to AC and ice machines, retaliatory use of disciplinary segregation against people standing up for themselves and others, and now a serious crisis with the water exists in the facility. People at MDC are being told not to shower and have been for the last 6 days. People are finding rashes on their bodies from the water, and many are refusing to drink contaminated water despite the heat and are becoming ill. Again, this is information that comes to you via Incarcerated Workers Organizing Committee in NYC. And this isn't an isolated incident. For those who been following my work for a while, I'm also a producer and co-host of New Abolitionist Radio, which airs on the Black Talk Radio Network. And for the past 5 years, we have shared stories with the public related to modern day slavery and human trafficking. And this isn't the first time that I have come across reports of contaminated water in these type of facilities, whether they be prisons, whether they be jails, or as they call the Manhattan Detention Complex. Okay, so this is going on all across the nation. Sometimes the information gets out, sometimes it does not. I would remind you that these are captives in modern day slavery and human trafficking. Many times people held or have not been convicted of any crime and are supposed to be deemed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And even if they were determined to be guilty, this inhumane treatment is unwarranted and is just simply unacceptable. Just because a person has committed an offense against greater society does not mean that we have to then commit offenses against that individual. When will the cycle stop? And water is a right. Human beings have a right to water. And this is, I don't know really what to call it, but purposeful neglect of people under the control of these people running the Manhattan Detention Complex. Let me ask you this. When is the last time you heard a story about, let's say, animals at an animal shelter being forced to drink contaminated water or being bathed in contaminated water? You never hear about those stories, do you? But yet, on more than one occasion over the years, we have reported that this type of abuse occurs to human beings in these prisons, jails, and detention facilities, and it's just simply unacceptable. So the Incarcerated Workers Organizing Committee of NYC are asking you, and I would imagine the family members and the victims themselves are asking you to make a phone call or send a fax. And again, that information is posted in the description for you below. These type of stories are the reason that we need to bring attention to modern day slavery and human trafficking in the United States, which has falsely said for the past 150 years that they abolished slavery when they have not. When the 13th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution clearly states that slavery and involuntary servitude is reserved as punishment for crime. And as I had a friend on Facebook say, that slavery as punishment perverts justice. We need to end slavery, people. There will be a prisoners' human rights rally and march occurring in Washington, D.C. on August the 19th. We hope that you will be able to join with other abolitionists in raising our voices together to let the world know that we will not be deterred in abolishing slavery once and for all in this country. And this is actually a global issue, as many of these private prison slavers are multinational companies and they're operating on a global scale. So move to abolish 21st century slavery and human trafficking. Join the new abolitionist movement today. Do want to remind you that you can find other independent voices at blacktalkradionetwork.com. If you're interested in safe social media, you can join us on our social media platform, which is btrcommunity.com. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our videos so you can get an alert every time a new video is published. Follow us on Facebook at Black Talk Radio Network, and we're on Twitter at Black Talk Radio. If you would like to support the production and distribution of independent black media, please consider making a donation today to the nonprofit Black Talk Media Project. This has been Scotty Reed. Peace.